Hi, and good afternoon to today's webinar. My name is Nadia Hilger, and I'm very happy to be the moderator of this event today. When you have a fleet management solution, why do you need another tracking solution? Why should you have a goods monitoring solution integrated into your telematics system? These are the questions we're going to talk about today, but before we jump into the topic, let's take a quick look at the technology we're using for this webinar. So you all have a control panel, which you can collapse or expand as you like. All attendees are muted by us, so you won't be able to raise your questions during the webinar, but we are very happy to collect your questions, which you can type into this window, and we will gather them and answer them at the end of the session. If there are any issues with the sound, or if there are any other problems, you're also free to raise your hands. And with this short introduction, I would like to hand over to today's speakers, which are Bertrand Spät of Kizy Tracking and Filippo from Estran. Well, enjoy the webinar, and I'll see you later.
Thank you, Nadia. Welcome also from my side. I'm really glad to be here with you today. For those who don't know me, I will introduce me shortly. My name is Bertrand. I'm one of the co-founder of Kizy Tracking, responsible for business development in the company. And today I'm here with Filippo. Filippo, hello.
Hi, Bertrand. Thank you for inviting me to this webinar. I am proud to take part to this initiative. I am Filippo Crackler. I am the founder and CEO of Estran. Estran was one of the first partner of WEBFLEET in Europe. And we have initiated our partnership since 2008.
Thank you, Filippo. So today we're going to address a couple of topics. The first topic, we're going to give a short overview of Kizy and Estran. Most of you know one or the other company. A few of you know both. So we're going to give you just a short introduction, a short pitch about both companies. And then we'll deep dive into vehicle and shipment management. So we'll see telematics, what it is and why this is useful for managing companies and vehicles, sorry. And then we'll have a look at the solution that has been developed by Estran to make these two words, vehicles tracking and shipment tracking, talk together. And we'll see the benefit and use cases that can be drawn by these solutions. At the end, we'll have a Q&A session, so consider about 20 minutes for the presentation, and then at the end, we'll have 5 to 10 minutes for QA. So if you have questions, feel free to post them in the chat. Nadia will collect them, and we'll address them as much as possible by the end of the webinar. Okay, so let's start with a short review of the companies. And we'll start with Kizy. And Kizy is about bringing visibility to the supply chain and logistics. When you think about the lack of visibility of the supply chain, it costs a lot of money to track all these goods. Think of them in terms of theft or misrouting or time lost by searching for goods around the globe. Just to give you an example, a container that arrives late will lose more than 2% on average of its value for each day of delay. And more than the half of the containers arrive late in the lifetime. So basically, it costs a lot of money to industry. Now, there are already solutions on the market to address this problem. You probably know passive solutions like barcode, RFID, Bluetooth. The problem with these solutions is that they need reading infrastructure like SCADE and scanners and readers. If you don't have those, or you don't have access to those, then you don't have any information. And they don't give you information between one reading point and the other. So if your parcel gets stolen, you don't know what happened. You could use GPS trackers. This is what is mostly used for vehicles. So what is good for vehicles is not so good for shipments because they use a lot of energy. They don't work inside buildings and containers, and they're expensive. And you start seeing always more low-power technologies on the market, like Sigfox or LoRa. They have a great autonomy. Their problem is that they need an infrastructure that is existing only in the biggest cities in Europe or some other countries, and there is no standard for the whole world. So trackers of Sigfox might work very well in Europe, but they will not work, for example, in North America. And that's why we created Kizy. Kizy is a solution made out of 3 elements. You have one tracker that the customer put inside the goods. We have one platform that allows our customer to manage these goods. But the most important part is the API, which is an interface that allows to talk with third-party systems like a transport management system, TMS, or, for example, your favorite telematics solution. When we design our product, we chose not to use cell phone, GPS, so no satellite. We use cell phone and Wi-Fi to localize. And this has several advantages. The first is that it uses much less energy than GPS, up to 100 times less energy than a similar GPS, so that we have an autonomy of up to 1 year, whereas a similar tracker would have only a couple of days or weeks. The solution is global. It works pretty much in all countries in the world and anywhere where cell phone network is available. That means also inside buildings and inside containers. And the other advantage of the solution is that the tracker is very light. It's less than 50 grams and less than 1 centimeter thick. That allows to be sent per letter. And that has 2 advantages. The first, you can use them in postal area, or you can retrieve the tracker once it arrived at destination in a very easy way. We started the solution a couple of years ago, back in 2014. Today, we address mostly container and shipment tracking, a little bit of backup for GPS solution in asset management. And we extended the feature of the solution with temperature and humidity tracking, for example, or with light detection in order to detect tampering and opening of shipments. So this is about Kizy in a nutshell. Now I hand it over to you, Filippo, so you can give us an idea who Esred is.
Okay, sure, thank you. Well, you can move to the following slide. Okay, this is a short overview in 1 page of about who is Estran. We have a motto that is drive your business. In our intention is to provide companies that have operation outside of the premises to make the management of the fleet and the operation their strong point in the competition. Estran, with this idea, was born in Milan in 2008 and soon became one of the first partner of WEBFLEET, the fleet management solution, previously from TomTom, and now is part of the mobility solution division of Bridgestone. We are both we are both sales, marketing and sales partner and integration partners. Our activities is to detect, to search for the best solution for our target companies that are any company working and managing field activities. So in most cases, this company have to manage vehicles and assets and also sometimes shipments. This is the reason why we choose Kizy. We, after selecting and having got the need of the company, we look afterwards for an interesting software as a service solution. And then we make a series of tests about the working of the solution and also about the customer support that the vendor in this case can provide to us. So we have all the basis for providing our customers with a good service level. In our 14 years of experience, we have produced and built dedicated services that can complement the solution of the vendor with 3 categories of services that we call customer success services, like training, like an help desk support, extra services. In certain cases, we need to give services to install the equipment, and then cloud services. Within the cloud services, we developed, for instance, our plugin that is the main theme of this presentation. But let's go a little forward, and I'm going to introduce you to WEBFLEET, the fleet management solution that was developed originally in Germany, then joined the TomTom group, and WEBFLEET became, in the TomTom era that spanned from 2007 to 2015, 12 years as a TomTom telematics division. In this period, the WEBFLEET solution grew up. They went internationally because previously, at the beginning, it was a solution available mainly in Germany. With the TomTom help, they suddenly, in a few years, covered all the continents in the world. They were present in Australia, America, South and North, Asia, etc., and Africa. And they also grew up in Europe, mainly, becoming one of the first solutions of fleet management system. About their solution, WEBFLEET is classified as the #1 solution in Italy and in Europe, and they are, as soon as they were part of the TomTom division. In 2015, they became #1 solution according to Berg Insight. There are some major points that are unique for WEBFLEET that related to a wide ecosystem of integration partner. They, since the beginning, focused on creating an open solution, easy to be integrated into existing solution, software solution used by the customers. They invested in the stability, usability, and they were certified as ISO 27001 certification that it relates to the security of data. And one of their key points is that you can get in the fleet management solution WEBFLEET interface, you get all the best traffic, real-time traffic information, because they put jointly real-time traffic information both from Google and from TomTom. Okay, Bertrand, if you want to go ahead.
Yeah. Okay, so let me introduce a little bit of what has been done together by Estran and Kizy, and it's about merging the world of telematics with the world of shipping tracking. So if you look at telematics and the benefits of solution like WEBFLEET in order to track your vehicles, there are several advantages. Tracking vehicles and having a telematic solution allows you to keep your whole fleet under control. So you know where your employees are, where your drivers are, what they're doing, the status of their job. You have a view of what's going on, and that allows you to reduce the cost. And for example, by improving tour, optimizing them, and making sure they don't drive too many kilometers. Typically now with the raise of gasoline cost, this is very important. It allows you to provide a service quality of a higher level by knowing where your employees are, informing proactively customer if there are problems, or if you have an inbound call for a customer asking what's going on, you can give them immediate information. So this is good as your employees are driving your vehicles, you have a view of your fleets. Now, what about the goods? because tracking vehicles doesn't mean tracking the goods. So one of the challenge of telematic solution is, how do you know the status of what is being transported by the vehicles to your trackings? And that's one of the challenge that we want to solve today, is how can you bridge the vehicles with the goods that they're transporting? And this is important, especially if you have multi-leg transportation, like if you have a transportation company that uses another transportation company, or for example, transported it to a ship or an aircraft. You want to keep end-to-end visibility of your shipments. You could use another solution like Kizy, but then you have two separated platforms. So how can you bring them together? And another challenge is that these telematic solutions give you the information about the status of your fleet, of your vehicle, but it doesn't give you information about the status of the goods themselves. So what's the temperature, what's the status, have they opened, have they been delivered? You don't know with a telematic solution. And this is where Kizy can kick in, and where it makes sense to marry these two worlds together. And that's why Estran developed this plugin KT that Filippo is going to present you today.
Okay, thank you, Bertrand. Here we are at the plugin. That is the focus of this webinar. The plugin is a small piece of software that provides additional information to a basic software. In this case, we speak about a plugin for the WEBFLEET platform, fleet management platform. So the plugin consists in a piece of software integrated into the WEBFLEET platform, and the customer, the user, entering the plugin can get additional information all together within the main fleet management system software. The plugin is a bridge in this case between two software, the WEBFLEET application front end and the Kizy Tracking application that is at front end as well. Here we see that the plugin works with all the localization devices of WEBFLEET. You just need to have an object in WEBFLEET, and then you can activate the plugin so to get additional information. In this case, the additional information relates to temperature data that comes from another platform, that is the Kizy platform. The Kizy platform as well is an IoT platform where you have both devices and software application. In this case, we use two different possible configurations of the Kizy devices. That is a simple configuration with just the Kizy tracker that is equipped with a small sensor, as you can see in the small picture under the Kizy platform. And there is also another additional configuration where you can provide a Kizy that has an integrated battery with an extra battery to extend the life of the sensor, and an additional sensor that is usable also in humid environment, because the extra battery is included in a box that gives also IP protection to all the system. Now we can move forward and to see how it works when you are advanced. This is a pre-screening in effect that comes out once you have set up all the plugin, and we will see afterwards how you can set up the plugin and all the application. You, in the domain platform, that is the WEBFLEET solution platform, you select an object that is a vehicle or a trailer mainly. Select the interested trailer, and the fourth function that we provide with the plugin is the association to that single vehicle or trailer one or several Kizy tracker sensors, temperature sensors. This means that you can monitor the temperature in different compartments of the vehicle, and you can also monitor the temperature of single boxes, object containers, or any single parcel if you like. We can manage up to 8 sensors to any single vehicle object in WEBFLEET. The following point that you have to do to configure the system is for each sensor to set a minimum maximum temperature threshold so as to get notification about breaches of the temperature. Now we can move to ahead, and here we are in the WEBFLEET platform. You see in the left-hand side that we have selected an asset. In this case, it's a trailer, and we have opened the Manage Asset tab of WEBFLEET. In the Manage Asset tab, you see in the second position, I see the Kizy Kizy KT plugin. KT stands for Kizy Temperature Plugin into the WEBFLEET platform. Here you have immediately available information about the temperature. You have a traffic lights, green and red, that inform you if any breaches occurred in the temperature according to the threshold that you have set before. Then you can read immediately after the latest couple of time and temperature that has been transferred to the WEBFLEET platform. And if you need additional details, you have a button always in the plugin area that opens the main platform of Kizy. So we can move forward to the main platform of Kizy. And this is a standard representation of the temperature graph that you have in the Kizy platform. Once you have selected the right sensor, you can open the temperature graph and access to all the temperature data that have been registered. You can also select a time range appropriately so as to have the look that you desire. Hovering the mouse over the temperature graph let you read in detail the temperature data of any single measure made by the sensor. You can also take obviously a snip of the temperature graph and send it to email to anyone that you want to inform about the temperature environmental data of that specific area where the sensor was put. But you can also use the sharing capabilities of the Kizy platform to share the mission, all the data that the Kizy sensor registered with a third party. You can also provide data to change the configuration, etc. But this is a detail. I will move ahead now. To show you that the integration with the plugin, in effect, is adding two basic features to the functionality that the Kizy platform itself can provide. We have used two standard features of the WEBFLEET solution that become very interesting for our plugin. The first one in the left-hand side is the notification management. WEBFLEET is a platform that provides a notification management quite detailed. We choose to consider any breaches of temperature as alarms, and getting the breaches information within the WEBFLEET platform, we also activate the alarms that allow the user to acknowledge the alarm, that is the temperature breach, and the same user or even another user in WEBFLEET can resolve the alarm. All the alarm notification in WEBFLEET can be joined with an email. So with this standard feature for WEBFLEET, you can inform people outside the user of WEBFLEET that receive an email informing that a breach occurred. Another standard feature of the WEBFLEET solution is the feature developed for maintenance tasks on vehicles and trailers. For what Kizy concern, it's quite important to use this feature even for the maintenance of the Kizy tracker and sensor. By instance, you can use this feature to provide sanitization of the sensor or provide battery recharge and other needed activities to maintain the Kizy tracker and sensor. Now we look at, in short, how a customer can use the plugin. There are three main actors, as you imagine, that are Estran, Kizy, and WEBFLEET. For sure, the different steps depends on the situation, the starting position of the potential or already customer of one of these three companies. But anyway, the first step is to contact Estran, and we can provide you with the plugin with an offer and all the plugin instruction. The plugin doesn't work by itself. It needs both a Kizy subscription and a WEBFLEET subscription. Then about Kizy, we can provide a Kizy subscription, or we can work even with the subscription provided by other resellers. For WEBFLEET, the same. We can provide a subscription, or you can, as a customer, ask to your WEBFLEET partner to activate a small feature of WEBFLEET that is the plugin additional services. Once you have contacted Estran and you have subscribed to the Kizy and WEBFLEET, we can provide you with all the training and information to work with our plugin KT. Now we have some advantages of the Kizy plugin. In putting down these 4 bullet points, we have tried not to introduce benefits and advantages coming from the two platforms themselves. WEBFLEET has a list of benefits for the user, and Kizy has a list of benefits for the user. Here we tried to highlight just the benefit of the plugin. So one major advantage is that you can monitor position of the vehicle and of the goods. Let's say the vehicle is a system to monitor the vehicles, the WEBFLEET is a system to monitor the vehicles, and Kizy was born to monitor the position of the goods and the environmental data. So this is one first major point. Then you have continuous global end-to-end tracking, having a multi-legged transport. That is that you can monitor the position of the goods. If you put the sensor within the parcel or within the box, you can follow both the vehicle, and when the box goes outside the vehicle, you have autonomous to look for the parcel. The integration is seamless. As you have seen in the slides, you pass from Kizy to WEBFLEET as if it were one single platform. And this integration works with any WEBFLEET instance and with worldwide and with any tracking device from WEBFLEET. You have at the end one single platform to manage all the data that you need, and this data include the notification of breaches and all the maintenance data that you need to keep it working during time. Now I will pass over the word to Nadia, so as to go ahead in the following section of the webinar. Thank you.
Thank you both very much. And since we are kind of a little bit short on time, let's go straight away to the questions that we've got. Shouldn't we be able to answer all of the questions, then feel free to contact us after the webinar, and we will gladly answer them. The first question we got is, I purchased my WEBFLEET device from another company. Can I also get the plugin KT? So I assume purchase.
I think you can pick that one.
Estron. Yeah.
I can answer yes, for sure. We are open to work with any WEBFLEET subscription. You can ask your WEBFLEET partner to activate the additional service that is called a plugin. That's all what you need. Then we ask Estron to activate the plugin, and to activate the plugin, we need to have both the login details of your WEBFLEET platforms. Then we need to activate the Kizy platform. If the customer has the Kizy platform as well, we just need to have all the login data even for the Kizy platform. And then we move ahead to activate the plugin. That's all.
All right, sounds very easy. Let's take one more question. Can Kizy replace a WEBFLEET device?
Not at all, because even though both devices are trackers, they are firstly based on different technologies, location technologies. WEBFLEET is a GPS-based tracker, while Kizy is a GSM Wi-Fi based tracker. So the main difference is in the accuracy of the position. This is one of the main differences. If you look at the tracker itself, then if you look at the services, the WEBFLEET tracker is an onboard unit that was developed to be integrated into the vehicle information system to get other data out of the vehicle, like the fuel consumption, like the tachograph data, and other information that comes from the vehicle system. So Kizy is a standalone device with a different location.
Okay, thank you. I think this answers the question. And with this, we should come to the end of today's webinar. All other questions will be answered individually. Thank you for your understanding. One last note, if you want to meet us face-to-face again and in person, you have the chance at the end of March in Bern in Switzerland at the Logistics and Automation. And we are very happy to be together with Estron from May 12th to 15th in Milan in Italy. So you can meet us there at a shared exhibition stand. So you will all receive automatically the recording of today's webinar and the slides from us. And we are very glad if you provide us with your feedback to this event after we conclude the webinar with a very short survey. With this, I would like to say goodbye to you. Thank you to Bertrand and Filippo for presenting today, and stay well and healthy and have a great rest of the day. Bye-bye from me.
Bye-bye. Thank you.
Also from my side, thank you very much for joining us today. Looking forward to see you soon, and have a great afternoon. Take care. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye from my side. If you want to call us and to have additional information, you find here all our contact details. And anyway, we are waiting for you in our stand in the Transpotec in May here in the Milan Raw Exhibition Center. Thank you. Bye-bye.